we're obviously living in strange times right now. And as soon as quarantine seems to be lifted, divorce rates have sort of gone up. You have couples in the boot camp house for 10 days or so. And for the most part, it does seem to strengthen their relationship. But what are some tips you can give couples who are currently in quarantine and might be at each other's necks right now?
Yeah, so it's one of those weird things, right? If you'd asked all of us 2 weeks ago if we would like a week or two home, at home, we would have been like, yes, I'll take it. But now that it's the thing we have to do, it no longer feels like something we want to do, right? And so if you're a couple in trouble, you absolutely are not going to tiptoe your way through this quarantine and get around that big pink elephant in the room. And so most couples, Darren, don't get in trouble because they don't know how to resolve issues. They get in trouble because they never actually address and acknowledge the issue in the first place. You don't need to know how to get the elephant out of the room. Just address, hey, I see this huge problem that we're having. Do you see that problem?
Right.
And then from there, you can have a normal conversation with a lot of pauses, which means you're doing a lot of listening. We don't need each other to help figure out our problems. We just need to be heard and ensure that. That's the first step for the couples who are quarantined at home and about to, go at each other's throats.
Why is that step so hard for a lot of couples to take? It seems easy when you're saying it, but what is it that just prevents people from opening up or trying to communicate effectively?
Well, we don't want to be wrong, number one, right? And we both show up every day in this thing we call the relationship because I think I can still make you happy. But if you're reporting a problem to me, then that tells me that I'm no longer making you happy. That tells me I'm not doing my job, and we don't want to hear that part. And so we immediately get defensive. We immediately want to find something else to blame other than ourselves. But you got to remember, first rule of marriage boot camp, you're on the same team. It's you and me against the communication problem. It's you and me against the people on Instagram in the comments section. It's you and me against the time crunch. We're doing this thing together because we're a couple, right?
I would hope. I actually want to get your take because there was a recent GQ article that just came out about singles meeting on dating apps and changing their first dates from in-person to virtual meetups on Zoom, FaceTime, Skype, things like that. What are your thoughts on having a first date virtually? It seems a little intimidating to me.
It can be, right? But it also can be the opposite. It can be actually very, very comforting because you're in your own home, you're in your own environment. You have ultimate control because you can press end anytime you want, right? And so, but here's the thing, right? I think what's going to happen, like the pendulum always is swinging back and forth, and sometimes we're pushing it, and sometimes we're just trying to dodge out of the way. But with the, with the bumbles and with the meetups and with the instant hookups, I think now we're going to have to press pause, and people are going to swing back to figuring out, oh wow, I actually enjoy the process of getting to know this person a little longer before we meet up. I enjoy the sweet nothings they're trying to whisper in my ear, right? We're never going to go back to the days of where we're going court and we're meeting in the front parlor, but I think we're going to get the pendulum's going to shift a little back more to that more traditional, hey, we're going to get to know each other a little bit more before we go out and hook up this Saturday night.
Dr. Ish, thank you so much for joining me today. This was so much fun. Stay safe out there. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, pleasure. Thank you so much, Darren. It was a pleasure.
A pleasure. That's the end of our show today, guys. Marriage Boot Camp airs Thursdays at 9, 8 Central on WeTV, so make sure you tune in to see all the drama.